Oh, shit. This is a good one. Hey, gun people. Man. Great training video. I mean, these different angles and the different officers' responses are just so... God, man, if I was still teaching at the academy, these films would be so great for training new officers on, how fast shit can go down. And, these cops make so many errors that they were never taught, and were probably taught by the worst academy in the world would teach. Don't stand in front of the doorway. Don't bunch up in front of the doorway. Stay away from the fatal funnel. And don't park your car in front of the freaking door that you're going to serve a warrant on. Well, they're after Dion, and Dion don't give a shit, and he ain't playing.
Dion, it's Houston Police. Let's do this.
God! Dion said, I ain't playing this shit. I ain't going to jail. And you cops that run around and think that you're invincible, I'm going to give you a wake-up call. Dion's handing out free lessons in Houston. So it starts out, they kind of go to the front door. They're not standing in front of the door. You have a perimeter set up. There's a guy in the back. There's a guy here. This is a standard warrant procedure. Hey, we're going out and doing warrants today. We got our team. We got 5-6 guys. All right, we're going after Dion. This is what Dion looks like. He lives in his house. He lives with his mommy. Probably not a violent guy, but you know what? Let's just surround the house in case he runs. That was the attitude that I'm seeing on this briefing. Now, I don't know what Dion's record is. I don't know how many times he's been arrested. I don't know if the warrants are for assault with a deadly weapon on an officer. That even makes it worse. Okay, I had to look it up. I didn't know an officer died. That officer at the front door died. That went down. That didn't move. The one that crawled away made it. So Senior Officer Jeffrey was killed. Sergeant Vance was wounded. Sergeant wasn't standing in front of the door. Maybe that's why the sergeant lived. Look, the fact this guy died doesn't change my evaluation. I mean, look, I don't wish somebody getting killed. These cops are out here doing a job. They're trying to get a dude off the streets. They're making an arrest, and he got killed. Poor tactics got him killed. Granted, you're going to say, well, it was the gun. Well, it was the suspect. It wasn't his fault. He was whatever. Okay? I mean, when you're dealing with guys, this was a drug charge arrest. So they were arrested on drug charges. Drug charges and guns usually go together. You can't drop your guard. These cops were lackadaisical. They were this was a bullshit, another warrant, let's go get it done, where are we going to eat lunch? I've been there, I've done that. I've seen lazy guys. When you go on a call like that, you better be on your A game, or people like this guy is going to teach you a lesson that you may not be able to forget or remember. Okay, so here we go. Guy's standing around on his phone, lackadaisical, no tactical response, no nothing. And they're already making contact. This attitude right here is why this guy got killed and why he got shot. Rick, you're blaming them, and it's victim blaming, and it's not fair. I'm telling you, these guys got shot because they've got brick freaking walls that they could be using for good cover. And they're standing out, checking their phone. Yeah, this is a pretty serious warrant. Yeah, I better be on my A game. We're going after a felony arrest warrant. Wow.
Something just hit the door. Yep. Good morning. Hey, we have a warrant for Dion.
Good morning. We have a warrant for it. Very polite. Wow, PC is really high in Houston. Doing a good job. This guy is not in the fatal funnel now. What I always see when cops get killed, I'm wondering how this dude's morning went. He just ate. He was probably cracking jokes at briefing. Had no idea, thinking I'm just going to go out. And I've done this so many freaking times. You just never know when it's your time or when you're going to do it. That's why you put all the odds in your favor. And you don't hang out in the fatal funnel. And you don't relax your guard. And you have your gun out. We're serving a felony drug warrant and you don't have your gun out? I mean, to me, that's bad tactics. Rick, you think you're perfect? Rick, and it's not fair. You just don't know what it's like. They could have came from a dead baby. Shut up, you freaking idiots.
Ma'am? Where's Dion? Is he awake? Dion, step out here.
Okay, you saw the officer. Good. He checked the door seam to make sure he wasn't standing behind the door. Okay, that's good. I'll give him that.
Is he awake?
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
Here's where they start losing it. When you start letting other people dictate instead of being a jackboot, there's a time to be a jackboot. When I'm serving a felony warrant, we ain't friends and we ain't buddies, and I'm there to take somebody in custody. Done. You have her at the door, put the snatchest grabbiest on her ass, and pull her out the door and say, we have a felony warrant, where's he at? Tell him to come out. And you take cover and you order him out. And if he doesn't come out, then you know he's resisting and you know he's in there. Then you get a plan on how we're going to enter. You stack up and you make a good tactical entry. You don't stand in the freaking doorway and negotiate and talk and discuss like you're trying to figure out where you're going to eat lunch. Rick, that guy just died and you're picking on him and that's disrespectful. It ain't disrespectful to say a dead guy is dead. He's dead. I'm talking about what they did that might prevent this for somebody else.
Yeah, step out here. Okay. Dion, step on out here. You got to take care of some warrants.
Wow, very nice. Dion, step on out here. Come on, man. Shit, we're all good. Shit. Just don't call me any names. You know, I don't want to be called the R word or the bigot word, or I just don't want to be called any names. I'd rather get shot and killed at the door being nice than be called a name. Yeah, okay, whatever.
No.
Where is he?
There he's checking the door. I thought he checked it earlier. My bus. Here's where he checks it. Good job. Checks the door, even though it appears they're talking to Dion earlier out here. Maybe he's checking for other people. I think they ask if anybody else is in the house.
Where is he?
No, I do not see him. Dion, you need to step out. It's Houston Police.
So we don't see him, and we're standing in the doorway. But Rick, how are they supposed to see with their... I don't give a shit. You see from a position of cover. You do a quick peek. You peek your head around the corner with your flashlight. You don't expose your whole body in case shooting starts. If you've only got your flashlight and your head around a corner trying to clear, the odds of him hitting you is less. But Rick, he was trying and you're just pick... Shut up, you freaking idiots.
Is he behind the door? Dion.
There's a door behind the door.
She looked back there towards the back, so. Dion.
Okay, so this guy caught a good tactical clue. She looked back there. I talk about the target glance. Anytime you want to find out where somebody's hiding, the first time you bring up their name, watch where they look. Watch how they react. Watch where they direct their attention. He saw that she looked to a certain area, which is actually, I think, where he's shooting from. But, I can't see the inside of the house. That's only a guess.
It's Houston Police. You need to step out here.
He's got his nice Glock there out. That's good. Now his gun's out. They're still talking in the fatal funnel, standing in front of the doorway. But at least they have their gun out. Rick, you're just picking on them. They were trying. Okay. Just horrible standing there right in the middle of the doorway on a felony drug warrant. See, they have the tactical mindset to have a guy at the back of the house in case he runs. They have the sergeant at another corner, and they have 3 guys at the front door. But they don't have the tactical savvy to know, dude, we don't want to stand in front of this fucking door. We got nice brick here that can protect us. Why are we standing in front of the door? Rick, it's tough out there. You don't... Shut up, freaking.
Dion, it's Houston Police. Let's do this the
Let's do this the easy way. Okay, Dion's like, all right, how's this for the easy way? Look, I'm telling you, if more people did this to cops, cops wouldn't do what these cops do. These cops are doing this tactical bullshit laziness because they're comfortable, because nobody fights back. Because they know that they're the blue line and they have the numbers and everybody is scared of them. And that's why it breeds this freaking lackadaisical bullshit. There's not a real threat to these cops, or they don't think there is. Dion has a different idea, but these guys don't think there's real threat out there. So this dude has to run by a window. I get it. He's got to get out of there. But running by a window when a dude's shooting you, probably not a great idea. But hey, when bullets start flying, I get it. Would it have been better had he hit the ground and low crawled out? Sure. But I'm not going to dog a guy for freaking, getting his feet moving when the bullet starts going. Oh, he did go to the ground. But did he trip or did he go down tactically? And is his finger on the trigger right now? Because it looks like it is. Now, I never heard anybody put out shots fired, but I do hear this beeping in the background. But then I hear dispatch talking about some freaking jaywalking call while these guys are in the middle of a shootout. And I'm just kind of amazed, like, you guys don't have an emergency, a code 33, a clear the air, an alert beeper, a freaking high priority call. You guys don't know how to stop radio traffic in the middle of a freaking shooting? Or did none of these guys call it in? Normally, when you do an arrest warrant like this, you say, show the team out at target A. I would have, if we had 8 targets, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or A, B, C, D. And when I'd fax that over to dispatch. And on that target list, A would be this address and who we're looking for and what the warrant is. B would be this address, who we're looking for, his name, and what the warrant is. And then dispatch would have that. And when my team showed up to a call, I'd say, dispatch, show Sack Cats out at target B boy. And they'd say 10-4, target B, or target boy, whatever. And we would that's it. That's all we had to say. They've got the facts, they know the address, etc. So now, if I come over the air with my oh shit voice, Sack Cats 5, shots fired, they're gonna know they just went out at target B. Here's their ad. They're not gonna have to ask, what's your location? Even though they still did. Every time we call for cover, they always ask for our location. We'd be like, what the fuck? Didn't you read the shit I sent you? Aren't you watching? No, they're not. Dispatchers are sitting on their fat asses eating donuts and pom-poms with their feet up reading a book, and they get irritated when they have to do work, just like every other government employee. But I digress. Let's get back to these fine cops protecting and serving the shit out of Dion.
Fuck. Bill!
So that is this cop right here. You're going to see his footage later. I thought it was a suspect at first. Then when I saw his body footage, this guy reloads and does a mag dump. This is one of the times people are going to say, Rick, you're always saying they fired too many rounds. In this situation, I got no problem with the amount of rounds are from. This guy, I do have a problem with one guy shooting in a minute. But this guy shooting now, you have a downed officer at the door. I got no problem with mag dumps by any and all officers. I got no problem if they pull a long gun out of their freaking car and switch to auto and make that house look like the freaking gauntlet bus. I don't care now. We know we got an armed dude that's killing somebody. We got an officer bleeding out the front door. We've got to do an extraction, and we can't do that while this guy's shooting at us. So we've got to stop him somehow. So mag dumps, multiple rounds, spraying and praying at this house, I'm all good with in this situation. Now, I know later somebody, Rick, I heard you say in one video you were okay with praying and spraying. Well, that's because you're an idiot and you don't freaking listen or pay attention. So get the hell out of here. I don't need your bullshit. I'm not real sure what this guy showed. I never could see a target on this guy. The suspect goes down outside the door, so I don't know what he's shooting at, whether he stuck the gun out. Did he try and execute the guy? How many times the guy on the ground was shot? Did this guy go, fuck it, I got one officer down, I'll just go ahead and shoot him on the head anyway? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I would expect that from a dude that's shooting at cops. He knows he's going away for life. He knows the cops are probably going to either try and kill him or kill him. He knows at a minimum he's going to get his ass whipped and there's a wounded cop on the ground. What the hell? I might as well put a bullet in his head. It ain't going to get me any more time or less time, so why not? That's why, as a cop, you don't want to stand in the fatal funnel to where you end up laying down in front of the door with the bad guy who has nothing to lose. Rick, you're just picking up. Shut up. So they still have 3 guys in the fight. You have a guy over here who was in a car parked in the wrong spot. We'll see in a minute. You have this guy who's pretty much in the fight, and he keeps laying down suppressive fire, what I call suppressive fire. He's trying to keep the bad guy from coming out that door and shooting the guy on the ground, or he wants to kill the dude. And I got no problem with these guys trying to kill this guy. I know people are going to be like, they're trying to, cops will be out there. Rick, they aren't trying to kill him. They're trying to stop the threat. I was taught that in the academy, and I was told to say that, so now I have to say it so I can sound smart. They were just trying to stop the threat. Bullshit. I want to kill this dude and eliminate the threat so I can get the guy out that's bleeding out and give him life-saving aid that he needs right freaking now. So, I got no problem with them wanting or trying or doing anything to kill this guy in his building.
Call an ambulance.
So, a guy with a gun sees 3 cops shooting. We're all shooting. We got a guy down. And he yells out, freaking Dr. Obvious, somebody call the ambulance. You got a fucking radio. You got a phone. If it's so important, why don't you call? Why the fuck are you telling other people to call when you can't call? Maybe they're busy in the fight too. Rick, why are you picking on him? I'm not. I'm just saying.
Hey, get some cover.
Oh, now he's giving advice to other people. Get to cover. Well, I admit, he is at cover, so that's good. But most cops, when you're engaged in something like this, you're tunnel vision. Last thing you want is some other cop trying to tell you what to do and how to do it in the middle of this. Sounds like a damn woman. Somebody call the ambulance. You need to take cover. Hey, did you reload? Hey, make sure there's a round in the chamber. Hey, don't put your head up. I don't need some freaking Dr. Know-It-All on scene trying to direct every freaking cop. Worry about your area of responsibility. If you know all the fucking answers, go get the guy out of the front door. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. So that would be my advice to this dude talking if I was on scene or after scene in the debriefing, or my advice to him now in the video. Okay, so we got a little bit of muscle memory here. This guy does a reload, and a lot of people call this an admin reload, or, he knows he's fired some rounds, so he's going ahead and he's dumping his mag. You see his mag falling out. He does he's dropping his mag. There's rounds in his mag. You don't care. He wants a full mag in there. I got no problem with that. But his muscle memory is every time he puts a magazine in, he racks the round. That's what muscle memory is. You do shit without thinking about it. Anybody who's watching this knows if you drop your mag and there's bullets in the mag, then there's one in the chamber already. But when you're in muscle memory, fight or flight, and shit's hitting the fan, he's going to revert back to his training, tap, slam that mag in, and rip the slide back. And I got no problem with that. He throws out a round. Big deal. I mean, I don't have a huge problem with this. I would rather what I consider good muscle memory cost 1 round than bad muscle memory. So, did he need to rack the round? No. But do I understand why he did it? Yeah. And I'm okay with it. Ideally, sure. Under ideal circumstances, if we were at the range, I'd be like, dude, if you're reloading, you already got rounds. There's no reason to do that. That round may save your life in this shooting if everybody runs out of ammo. You may need that round. That would be my advice in a training environment. But in a real life, when shit like this happens, it happens.
Get some cover. Get some cover.
Nope. Still giving directions.
Fuck.
Now, I'm sure if you go to these other people who've never been a cop, never carried a gun, never been in court, never done anything, who are teaching these and evaluating these, like green screen ass dude, he will be saying, you should never drop your magazine. You should always keep it in case you need it later. And leaving a bad magazine is bad tactics. And I know because I've never been in a police academy. I've never been on the streets. I've never made arrests. I've never been in court. But I have 1 million viewers and I know everything because I am the green screen ass. Alrighty. Now, that sounds like a rifle, and it looks like this windshield takes a round right here. Watch this windshield right here take a round. So this dude is kind of, when I saw him earlier, I was like, dude, you're kind of being a bullet magnet. You're kind of hanging out in the kill zone. But he's also kind of being a meat eater. He knows his buddy's down at the door, and he's trying to maintain close and keep this guy in. So what you see this officer here and this officer here and this officer here is what's called a inner perimeter. It is to contain the suspect. They have this suspect locked down to one door. Could they all pull away and let the guy go to a large area? They could. Wouldn't be good tactics. Wouldn't be advisable because they got a guy bleeding out. But if he was beating their ass, kind of like when the ATF got their ass whipped when they went into Koresh's compound and they were running and screaming and hiding like little girls, they bailed out when they were like, we're losing this freaking battle. It's time to run. In this situation, these guys could have ran, but this guy is staying in the fight, even in a fatal funnel, even though he's taking bullets, and he's still trying to lay down suppressive fire and keep this guy away from his guy on the ground. So, although this isn't maybe the safest thing, I like this guy, and he's on my team. Okay? Advice giver, jacking rounds out, maybe not on my team. This guy, he's on my team, because he's like, fuck that, I ain't leaving. That guy's right there. I'm staying right here. He could have easily ran over here and ran like you're going to see this guy run behind this car a couple times. You've seen this guy run from the window, run from this position, and he keeps creating distance. Tactically wise, survival wise, good move. Distance is your friend. Problem with creating distance is you're allowing a bigger area for the suspect to either get out and engage you, and now you're farther away and less likely to hit him. This guy is staying as close as he can with some sort of cover so he can still engage a suspect. So now he moves forward. He moved away, and now he moved forward. Oh, I forgot to show the windshield. Does this, there it is. It's shot right there. Did y'all see that? Watch right there. So this guy, Mr. Give Everybody Advice, goes from this side, fires, changes, doesn't fire, and goes back. But he's giving advice to everyone else. And he's doing another mag dump.
He's down, but I can't see him.
Keeping a full mag in, good. I like that. He's thinking, he's in the fight. I want to make sure I got a full round in case we have to do a mag dump or in case multiple sides. People are going to think I'm really cracking on this dude. I'm just telling you, if he was in my training class, I'd be dogging him. And hopefully I'd be teaching him some lessons he'd remember. He'd think I was an asshole, and he'd remember I was an asshole to him, but he would remember the lesson. Do you notice he didn't rack the round on the second one?
He's down, but I can't see him.
Notice he doesn't rack. He starts to, but he doesn't. So when I'm seeing all this, I'm like, dude, if I was a guy on the ground, I'd be like, my death's in danger. And they haven't said whether this officer was hit by friendly fire. They never released that information to the pesky citizens because that might make you lose confidence in the blue line, the great government, the wonderful protectors, the heroes. But I would not be surprised if this guy on the ground has friendly fire in him because they freaking just rat-a-tat-tat that fucking door in that area. So again, this meat eater that's been going car to car and shooting and engaging and holding his position, first one to run up. Then others follow. So this guy's on my team. He runs in, he goes straight to the suspect. Personally, I don't really have a problem right now if he does a couple rounds on this guy, if he moves. So there was two officers over here. I don't know where these two came from. So we have this guy here, we have the officer, the sergeant that crawled over here, and then this guy who's dead, who had a long gun. And I never saw the long gun pointed or used. Different angle of a different cop. Standing in the doorway. No, nobody taught, none of these guys taught at the academy, don't stand in a freaking doorway, it's a fatal funnel. Rick, they need more training. You're a fucking idiot. I guarantee you every one of these cops have been taught, stay out of the fatal funnel. Don't stand in the freaking doorway. It allows the suspect to have one point of aim, and if you're all scrunched up in this area, all he's got to do is toss a couple of rounds out the door, and he's likely to hit somebody. There's no distance, no cover, nothing. This tactics suck. And that's why this cop died, and that's why another one got shot. Rick, it's not fair. Your opinion's a tough... Shut up, you freaking crybabies. This guy ain't got no hair and he's in the doorway? Here, let's get closer. Luckily, Baldy is using the big guy. Does he have his rifle up? I can't tell if his rifle is in a firing position right now or not. Is that the rifle pointing? No. I thought this might have been the rifle, but it's not.
Are these your stairs right here? Is he up on?
Lackadaisical. Very. This is another warrant. Standing here. Flashlight down. Gun behind. Not only is we got 3 guys here. We've got 4 guys here. We got 5 guys in the freaking doorway. Are you kidding me, people?
Is he up on?
Watch this doorway clear when the shots get fired. Watch the blue line not leave their brothers in arms and stay with them to protect them. Watch the blue line disintegrate in seconds. Oh, this is the woman here. That's behind them. That hasn't been searched. That's probably distracting them. Instead of somebody moving her the hell out of the way and telling her to get away on the other side of the street. Rick, you're a jackboot. Yeah, let's get her here so she blocks our escape path. So if something goes down, we can't even run because we're going to knock her over. How many more heads can we get in here? Hey, can you guys call for some backup? We've only got 3 heads and 3 bodies in the doorway. We want to see if we can get 4 or 5. What is this, a college prank on how many people we can fit in a freaking phone booth? Now we're going to see how many people we can fit in a door? Outrageous tactics, people.
Dion, it's Houston Police. Let's do this.
Well, that didn't take long. Wow. Drops his gun. 2 guys down. Woman's out of here. Guy's out of here. Another guy's out. So these rounds here, I don't know if they're from cops or from the bad guy. If they're from the bad guy, that's when he probably killed him. So here's a dude. Again, bad tactics. Turns his back to the suspect. Runs away. Gun pointed away from the threat. Didn't back away tactically. Rick, shots fired. I'm just telling you. Those are the things that you think about when you move, when you're expecting gunfire, when your mindset is, if this goes bad, here's where I'm going, here's where I'm moving. I've talked about my area of reaction before, and I don't like to have a cluttered shit at a doorway. When I go to a doorway, I'm moving pots. I'm moving anything I can move to give me a better area to operate in case shit hits the fan. Man, Rick, why are you always doing that? Why can't you just walk to the door without tearing everything apart and tearing up? I don't want to hear that bullshit. Whatever. I'm telling you, people, I got shit for doing shit that I'm telling you would have prevented these guys from getting killed. But most cops don't want to hear shit like that because they think they know it all until they're bleeding or they're dead. And then it's like, damn. So we have the new Sergeant Hopalong, who's going to be walking with a limp, crawling away. We have an officer here bleeding out. And I don't understand why this house isn't turned into a bullet magnet right now.
Hold on.
Rick, you can't shoot. You said before they shoot and spray. In this situation, I don't care. Cops aren't taught to lay down suppressor fire. In this situation, I'm laying down suppressor fire. I'm filling every window. I'm blowing out every freaking window in that house with bullets so I can see. So maybe I might hit the guy. So the guy says, this is a bad place to be. I'm running to a back room. I don't want to stand by the front door or be near the front door because these freaking cops are just throwing lead at this front door. That's why I'm okay if they would have peppered this house. Remember, tactics change depending on the situation and how the thing evolves.
Give me cover. Give me cover. Bill, can you come back?
If this guy is taking cover because he's taking fire, that means the suspect is still in that front room and by that door. That's why I said that those front windows should have all been shot out and that door should have looked like Swiss cheese and everything in that room. That guy, you want to make the suspect say this is a bad place to be by this door. You want to teach him what happens when you stand in the fatal funnel, because we're going to fucking fill it full of bullets.
3B51 days, be bumping. That's clear. Slow again. I have a code 2. Need to show you around too. That's clear. Let me get loaded and fuel.
Okay, I couldn't tell if he used his magazine release when he mag dumped. So he drops, but is his slide locked back? I think his slide is like black. And he uses, instead of the rip and pull, he uses his thumb to use a slide release. I personally think that's bad muscle memory and bad training. That's why I don't like guys using that damn button. Rick, if the manufacturers put it there, then they must mean for you to use it. Then shut the fuck up and use it and get out of here. I'm telling you, from a tactical sector, it's a minor muscle movement. When this guy uses this, I guarantee you he's looking at his gun in his hand so he can find it and make sure it's deliberate. Whereas if he just racked it like the other guy did, that was large muscle movements. You don't have to think about it. You can keep your eye on the target because you're reaching and grabbing large things instead of a small little slide release. And I think he uses a slide release.
That's clear. Let me get loaded and fuel.
I think I heard him use his thumb release right there.
Okay, so my track vehicle need to check my...
So this is where I'm hearing the dispatch running over the fucking radio talking about a brown vehicle and C-Spot run and frickin' Jane jumped over the moon or some shit. I don't know what the hell she's talking. I'm like in the middle of a shootout. Man, I've got to go to that fucking radio. Clear the fucking air. We're in the middle of a shooting. I mean, I don't know if none of these guys called it out or what, but it doesn't look like anybody called it out.
Like tracking a 2016 GMC, a brown color, at a convenience store. Callers waiting in the red Jeep.
Now, obviously, these guys are focused on a threat. They're in fight or flight, and the guy's shooting, and there's an officer down. And they could have just totally tuned out the radio and said, fuck it. I'm too fucking busy to even bother calling again. And again, I'm okay with that, too. I'm just telling you things, people, to look for, to train your body. If you have a plan, and if you do things consistently, things will happen without you having to think about it.
All right.
That's good.
So I'm pretty sure the way this guy went down, he just took a couple rounds. If the guy was smart, he would be shooting at the ground in front, and the bullets would be ricocheting on the ground, following the path of the ground, and probably hitting him in the legs or feet. But the guy is shooting at the car and at his head because he doesn't have training. But from a cop perspective, if you're hiding behind a car as a bad guy from me, I'm shooting at the concrete in front of the car, and I'm going to ricochet and walk my bullets into your feet and ankles. And I've got a video to where they show that, how you shoot pop balloons on the other side of a car. But anyway, there'll be people here, man, you can't do that. You're talking a magic bullet. You don't know what the fuck. Shut up, you freaking idiots. Now, I don't know if he saw a target or if that was suppressive fire or is that just a mag dump. Be honest, I don't really care. He's in the fight and he's doing something. He's not telling other people what to do. Hey, take cover over there. Hey, make sure you keep your head down. Hey, make sure... He's moving after he shoots. Good tactics. Once you engage the suspect or the target from a position, he probably knows from your muzzle flash, smoke, noise, or looking at you where you're at. Once you engage, it's usually a good idea to move to another position before you engage again. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy's prior military. So I don't know where this guy came from. Oh shit, this must have been afterwards. So this is a different guy. I thought the first guy went up was the guy behind the cars. Evidently it wasn't. So the other officer back here is the one that went in first. That's the guy that parked in the wrong fucking spot.
Bill!
Look, guys, I know there's going to be some cops here that think I'm being too hard on these guys. I get it. This sucks. It wasn't planned. I get it. But their mindset and their tactics made this shitstorm more of a shitstorm than had they went there with a tactical mindset. My guess is none of these guys are going to stand in front of a fucking door at a warrant service ever again in their career. And when they see someone else do it, they'll be like, dude, don't stand in front of the fucking door. My buddy got killed for standing in front of the fucking door. Because they're going to learn a very costly lesson.
Come on.
So here's the shooting I got a problem with. This guy just hears gunfire, and when he sees somebody peek out the back door, he engages and fires. He doesn't know if it's someone else in a house trying to get away. He doesn't know if it's somebody that just woke up. He doesn't know if it was a neighbor, a friend. He doesn't know who this guy is. All he sees is a body coming out the back door, and he lays down fire and tries to shoot and kill that dude. He uses deadly force on a guy that there is no way he had time to evaluate whether he was a suspect or not. I got a problem with this shooting. I don't have a problem with him being there. I don't have a problem with him being ready to shoot. From a government accountability position, I have a problem with him shooting this fast without identifying a target. He shot at anything that fucking moved. If this guy was anybody but the suspect, this would be a bad shoot. You can see him pop out right here. Guy pops out, and he engages. No time, no assessment. Did he see a gun? Did he see the guy with a rifle? I don't know. If he did, then that would change my perspective. If he saw this guy holding a gun, I got no problem with the shoot. But if he didn't see a gun and he didn't recognize this guy, man, and now I don't even care if he recognizes him. You've got shots fired and you got a guy coming out of the back of the building with a gun. I got no problem with the shoot. But if he doesn't have a gun and you just shot because you saw a head pop out, I got a problem with this. Well, Rick, which one is it? Either you got a problem or you don't. You don't even know what you're talking about. You just want to crack on. Shut up, you freaking crybabies. Get the hell out of here. Bad day to look out your back window. I hope he's at the right house. Anybody know if this is the right house? Rick, of course he knows. He's a trained law enforcement professional. They go to a lot of training for... Okay, whatever. Now look, good thing about this dude, he hears all this shooting in the front and he doesn't leave his position. He maintains his area of responsibility and he stops the guy from fleeing. I know a lot of cops that when the shooting started front, this guy would have ran up front to see what was going on, left this position, and the suspect would have got away. I've seen it, and I'm telling you, I know a lot of cops that would do that. So I'm giving this guy credit for staying in his area of responsibility and maintaining his mission, which is rear support and stop the guy from fleeing. So, good and bad, yin and yang. So here's the dumbass. Rick, why are you picking on him? I'm just telling you. You don't park your fucking car in front of the door of a place you're doing a warrant because your lazy ass don't want to freaking worry about walking too far when you have to put the guy in the back seat with handcuffs. This is a bad freaking move. He parked his freaking car and he's sitting there. Now, If he parked his car there with his lights on because they were plain clothes, which I've done because we work plain clothes. When we did a warrant service of plain clothes, we always had one car parked in front of the place with the lights on. So if they looked out the window, they would see the police lights and know that we're the real police, and they couldn't claim I didn't know they were the cops. So we learned to put a marked unit or even our undercover unit with our lights on and maybe pop the siren when the cops knocked on the door to make sure they couldn't claim, well, they were in civilian clothes and we didn't know. Even though we had vests on, high-profile police on the front and back, we were in blue jeans, tennis shoes, whatever we were wearing for that day. We didn't want them saying, I didn't know you were cops. So we would put a car in the front. We wouldn't sit in the fucking car while we entered where a dude could come out and take out the car. This guy, the shooting starts, and instead of engaging and being ready, he has to move the fucking car. Oh shit, I better move the car. Damn. At least I have my gun out. Damn. Let me get out of here. Shit, I gotta move my damn car. Cops are getting shot. Cops are bleeding out. Cops are getting killed. Man, I gotta move my car. I got some Krispy Kremes in the passenger seat. I ain't losing those. Let me move my car. Let me put in park and then go figure out how many of my guys got shot.
You good?
No.
You good? No. That's why I'm crawling. Dragging my leg with the blood trail. No, I'm not good. But Rick, he didn't know. I know, he just asked. I'm just cracking on him.
Let's go get Bill. Somebody get Bill.
Yelling directions. Somebody get Phil. Somebody else do it. Man, there's a lot of people giving a lot of fucking advice here. Somebody, motherfucker, if you're on my team, you shut the fuck up and act. You don't fucking run your mouth and tell everybody else what to fucking do. Either act, engage, or shut the fuck up. Rick, why are you picking on the Houston police? They're really good. Shut up, freaking crybabies. So you got an officer down that he doesn't help. Should he help the guy on the ground, put a tourniquet, stop the bleeding? If I was bleeding, that's what I would want. Other people may go, you know what, he did the right thing. He stayed on the target and kept focusing on that guy. But did he neglect the sergeant? Maybe he didn't like the sergeant. Maybe he didn't like the sergeant because the sergeant ain't got no hair and he don't like bald people. I don't know. So I'm thinking that beep, that little hand signal right there, my guess is they have a panic button on their radio, and that's what he hit, and that's what that beep I'm hearing. But from the talk of the dispatch, I'm thinking they didn't get it. And I know a lot of guys, and I've hit my fucking beeper before, and it didn't fucking work, and that was the last time I used it. I go, I don't use the motherfucker, and when I use it, it don't work. Fuck it. I ain't using that anymore. So I don't use those freaking little buttons. And my buddy was riding around the car the other day, and he was telling me, yeah, I got a panic button here, and I go, have you ever tested that? No, man, I don't want to get in trouble. I go, how do you know it works? He goes, I don't. I go, then fucking call dispatch, tell him you want to do a test and test it. No, man. No, the sergeant might get pissed off. I don't want to do that. Okay. Then get your ass shot and find out it don't work when you need it. So right here, he moves his hand. I think he pushes a button because he stays there, but he doesn't talk. Maybe he thinks he's starting his body cam or he's checking it, but I'm guessing he's hitting his panic button on his radio. When I say panic, officer down, emergency, it's usually orange or green. You hear that beep? Beep. I think that's what he did. So he moves forward. He gets good cover from the bricks. Good. I'm okay here. Should he be helping this guy that's bleeding out? I don't know. That's kind of a, he had to make a decision. It's still active. He's got to stand and fight. He's got to protect on the ground. I'm not going to question on whether he should have helped his partner or shouldn't have. But you know what? Shit happens. So you got to do what you got to do. He's staying in the fight. Notice his gun right here is in this thing. And this was a big thing at the range when I had people shoot. What's called a barricaded position, or you're using a supported position where you're supporting a wall. Always keep your gun barrel in front of your cover so you don't end up shooting this wall. If he shoots this wall, it's going to ricochet in this guy. He's going to get bullet fragments. I tell the thing, we were doing that warrant one time when a cop had his finger on a gun. We grab a dude in the doorway and he fires in a gore and freaking splinters and dust and everything. Just kind of blinded us all in the middle of a fight with this dude. And we didn't know if he shot or whatever. We found out later it was one of our cops that shot. Well, we knew right away because as soon as he shot him, oh shit, man, that was me. I'm sorry. Because everybody's like, what the fuck? He's got a gun. What? And they start, and then he knew we were about to kill the guy. So he's like, dude, it was me. I'm sorry.
Get an ambulance! Get an ambulance!
Okay, so here he moves a little bit out. He's got a good angle into the doorway. They've got bricks here. This is kind of a good little supported bunker position here because you have to really get, there's only so many ways you can get a bullet past all these bricks. Goes back behind the wall and loses cover. This is my big thing with him, and I don't know if he's losing cover or just the camera, but he kind of keeps taking his eye to take cover off the suspect or off the target. Now he runs around the back of the car.
You good, Sarge?
What do you do? He asked Sarge if he was okay. He'd been bleeding out for 5 minutes and he still asked me he's okay.
Fuck! You good, Sarge?
I thought he already asked him if he's good. I don't think he likes the guy because he's bald. It's bullshit, man. I know cops that just don't like bald people. So he's like, oh, he don't need help.
You good, Sarge? Yeah.
Now, I don't know if the Sarge has put a tourniquet on himself or is doing life aid. He is conscious and he is talking, but if he's bleeding out and he hasn't put a tourniquet on, this is a life-threatening thing right here. So, should he stop and secure this guy? I don't know, man. I really don't know the right answer. I think if you ask 50 people, 25 would say he should help, and probably 25 would say I'm okay with what he's doing. I'm in the point to where I'm okay if he does either one. If he did go down and one of the other officers got shot and the guy came out in a blaze of glory, I would say he fucked up because he took his eye off the bad guy and now this guy came out and he should have been here to put rounds in him. But who knows? Hindsight's 20/20 in that situation.
Where you at, Sarge? Where you at, right? Where, Sarge?
So now he's kind of taking his eye off the target, and now he's kind of looking at this guy, but he doesn't do anything. So he takes time. Some people will say, Rick, he did an evaluation, a medical evaluation, didn't think he needed it. I don't know.
Shit. God damn.
So this guy is a little bit panicking. And the reason I think he's panicking is he was in the fucking car cleaning out his freaking Krispy Kreme donuts when the shooting started. He had to move his fucking car. He missed all the action. He didn't see what happened. He sees 2 officers down by the time he gets his Krispy Kreme ass out of the freaking car that he parked in the fatal funnel. And now he's continuously been in catch-up mode. He's trying to get his mind and body back up where this guy has been in a fight since the shots fired. He's been moving, returning fire, back and forth, engaging the suspect. He hasn't done anything but engage and keep his eye on the suspect. The other guy over here pretty much kept his eye on the suspect, except he was giving a lot of advice to this guy. This guy was giving advice to go get him. You go get him.
Hey, we need to get Ben out. We need to get Ben out of there.
We need to get Ben out. Really? That's a great observation, man. Shit, they ought to give you the freaking Dr. Obvious award. Somebody at briefing needs to get this guy an award for Dr. Obvious. In the middle of a crisis, when an officer's down at the doorway, he had the knowledge to say, we got to get him out.
We need to get Ben out.
When the shooting starts, he retreats and hides and leaves. Takes his eye off the person he's telling everybody else to get out. He leaves the target area. He doesn't engage. He doesn't stay focused. This guy's almost ineffective in a lot of ways in this situation here. And I think it's all due to his shock and awe when the bullet started. I was getting out of my car and having a last sip of my drink, etc. These guys just had a lackadaisical bullshit approach to a felony warrant service. And that's why this cop got shot, and that's why that cop died. And I know it ain't popular, and I know I'd have cops hating on me. Man, that fucking Gore, he just fucking cranking on the cops and shit. He thinks he knows everything. That's bullshit, man. The cop died. He should be more respectful. I'm not here to show my respect for somebody getting killed. Okay? I'm not here to make him into a hero for getting killed because he used bad tactics. He went against any training that I've ever given or received. And now when he gets killed, I'm supposed to be the bad guy because I can't point it out. That's where this blue line shit gets started and gets propagated through the fucking ranks is you can't ever say anything bad about a cop, and if a cop's get killed, even if he's stupid, and even if he's dumb, and even if he's doing illegal shit, you can't say that. Otherwise, you're not part of the blue line, Rick. You need to be a team player. Whatever. Look how far this guy is. He ain't helping the Sarge on the ground. He's telling other people to go get him, and I don't think he's fired around yet. Jesus Christ, dude. Last time we heard, this guy is still backing up. He's like 4 houses down, still walking backwards. What the fuck? So everybody's engaging, and what is he doing? Rick, why are you picking on him? Just because he parked the car in front of the thing, you've just got a hard on for this guy. He's really a good guy, and he's like on the SWAT team, and he really knows what he's doing, and you're just, all right, whatever. I'm just evaluating what I'm seeing, people. So now that I see it from his angle, he's the one that runs in. Now they engage. So this is suspect. It looks like he's sitting here when he comes around. So we see suspect now that these two guys have engaged and either hit or whatever. He's right here. His partner's still here, so you better make your rounds freaking count. Now he engages. Now he moves in. See, before I thought the guy that moved in was kind of the hero. Now that I see his body cam footage, he's not the hero that I thought he was.
Dion, it's Houston Police. Let's do.
God.
Dion, it's Houston Police. Let's do this thing.
God. This must be the sergeant's view of his crawl off. At least he has his gun in his hand.
Oh, fuck me.
Creating distance, in pain, in a little shock. Can't believe it happened because we were standing there talking and lollygagging in front of the freaking door. And now I can't believe I'm shot. All right, I went long on this. We'll end that there. You can go ahead and all the cops can come here and hate on me on how bad I am and how I think I know everything and whatever. Look, people, I don't give a shit what you do. I don't care if you want to stand in front of the door and say it's great tactics. I don't care if you want to praise people that get killed in line of duty and call them hero. I don't care. I'm telling you, when I taught tactics, guns, weaponless defense, room entry set, I'm telling you, I didn't teach this stupid bullshit that I see in these videos. And if any of my guys had done this that I had trained, I would have probably wrote their ass up for failure to follow training and failure to adhere to their training. Because it's bullshit. This is why cops get killed. Because they get lackadaisical. They think they can't be hurt. They get the Superman syndrome. They're so used to dealing with sheep that just say whatever. Please don't hit me, officer. I love you. Let me buy you a free cup of coffee. They're so used to getting their ass kicked that they run around thinking they're in freaking protection world. The court protects them. The judges protect them. The DAs protect them. So they just think that they just live around in la-la land and this can't happen. Good wake-up call. Wake up, people. One that there.